Welcome to Small Steps. My name is Seth Potts, and I want to show you sorting and filtering in Excel. When pulling data or having data sent to you, you might start out with a lot of information, but you only need specific bits of that information. Sorting and filtering is an easy way to refine the data that you were given to match your needs. There are several places in Excel that have options for sorting and filtering. On the Home tab, there's a group titled Editing. In that group, there's a drop-down option for Sort and Filter. This menu has just a few items. The first two are sorting. Depending on the type of field you're selected on, this will say A to Z or Z to A on a text field. If we go down and go to a number field, you see it shows smallest to largest or largest to smallest. And then date is the other type of field. Will show oldest to newest or newest to oldest. So those are the three types of fields that you can sort that way. Good note at this point is you want to either be selected highlighted the whole area that you're wanting to sort, or if you just click on one cell in particular, it will go ahead and assume everything else touching it is associated to it. So for example, if I just had a few things highlighted like this and I tried to sort smallest to largest, it's going to give me this error over here, or a warning that says what do you want to do? Do I want to expand this selection for everything else is touching, or continue with just the current selection? You want to be careful here, because if you do check to continue with the current selection, it will only sort those items and it will get your table out of order. If all these other columns are related to that specifically, it will mess up that order. So typically you just want to expand the entire section, or what I would do is just highlight on one cell and it will go ahead and sort. Let's see, largest to smallest here, and you can see they flipped around that way, along with the rest of the table here. The next option on the menu here is Custom Sort. When you choose that, it allows you to add different levels of sorting. So you can do, we'll start by the date started here. You can choose the cell value oldest to newest, and let's say beyond that, other than the date it's in, order it's in, we want to do the time next. We can also add that on and do the time started by the cell values with the smallest to largest. What this will allow us to do is sort everything by the date, oldest to newest, and then within that, for those dates, have different times from the smallest to largest, or the earliest to latest here. You see here, and has gone ahead and sorted these by date, and you see with those that it has also put the time in order for that. The last item on the list we're going to look at is the filter button here. If you hover over it, you can see there is a shortcut for it. If you hold Control Shift and L, it will do the same thing as clicking this here. When you do have that up, it pulls up these little drop downs at the top for the headers there. There's a couple items in here that we have seen, the sorting A to Z or Z to A, sort by color. This bottom section here has all the unique values in that field. If you have a list like this, you can go through and uncheck the box for select all and select them individually. If it's a longer list, especially with text, and there's certain phrases or words that you'd like it to have, you can type in anything and it'll pull up any of the matching criteria for it there. The other item we have here is the text filters. Now all these will bring up the same menu here. It allows you to do multiple filters at once, and you can do it with and or, and these drop downs have the same items in here. So let's say on that neighbors field we want it to contain, we'll just say 13. There's several of those, 13 A, B, and C. Let's say we want the 13, but we also want it to not contain let's see. It will allow you to filter out with those multiple items there, and you see it's got 13A and B but left the C's out. So is a nice option when you're looking at multiple filters and you want to do those at the same time. Another location that you can find sorting and filtering options is by right clicking. If you right click on a cell, you have a couple options down here. The sort has some of the options we've already gone over, A to Z, Z to A, or the custom sort. If I did have any color schemes on here, background or font color, you can also, the cell that you're clicked on, if it had one of those, you can click on this and it'll, everything that's formatted that same way will move up to the top. So this is say we want to find the theft type here, and we want to go with shoplifting. We could right click on the field that has that in there, go to filter. It's got the same kind of options down here for the colors as well, but we just want the value. We can click filter by selected cells value, and it will filter everything else out but that item that we wanted. One more location that has sorting and filtering options is the data tab. In this section for sort and filter, a lot of these items we've already seen. The one thing that is unique to this is this advanced option. The advanced option makes it where you have to type in your own criteria. The basics of it are you have to type in matching headers for it. So what I've done here is I've done theft types. I want to look up out of this list. I have for theft from motor vehicles and a secondary criteria of times the end time that is less than or equal to 4 a.m. So the range, it typically pulls it up automatically here, recognizes that. Another option that you do have is to copy your results to another location. It does have to be on an active sheet. I'm just going to filter from the list we have here. So the criteria range you'd select, if I just wanted the theft from a motor vehicle, I could just highlight that. Since I do want both these, I'll select that as well. And when you click OK, you see out of that entire list, there's only 2 thefts from motor vehicles that occurred that had an end time equal to or earlier than 4 a.m. If you found this tutorial helpful, click like and subscribe and be on the lookout for more videos. Coming up next will be conditional formatting. I look forward to seeing you then.